What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Apache Halloween YouTube channel. I recently got this Reaper of Souls in my possession, and I got a pretty good deal on it, but there are some flaws in him. One of the bigger things are the latex, and we're going to try and restore him in this video. So let me just show you what is going on with him. As I said, this latex hand is totally like rotting out. You can see cracks here. There's another crack down here. It's cracking all over. This hand, surprisingly, is actually pretty good. As you get closer to the tips of the fingers, it hardens a little bit. But then the biggest challenge is going to be the face. Now, the top part of the head is actually pretty good. It's once you get down here. This is okay, even. But once you get to the lower jaw, it's really cracking. You can see some of the latex is broken off. And the underside, you could see that is really ripping apart right there. So I'm going to try to get it to work again. The mouth, the actual mechanism, something's wrong with that. His mouth doesn't work. His arms do work, thankfully, which is good. Here's a quick little demo of him.
May the demons of the underworld have mercy on your soul.
So I already took it upon myself to clean up the box. There was duct tape on it. I removed all that with the blow dryer, so his box is in really good shape. It even has the original instructions. Let's start with the actual restoration. So I just took the head off of him, and right there I found that the actual mouth flapper is actually broken. It was snapped on this axle right here. So I'm probably going to have to go through Skull Crane and find a new piece for that. But that's good to know because that's a simple fix, and we'll just have to wait for that to arrive. And then I will have to address the actual latex on this guy. So I got a lot of time to work with because this is going to take a while. Okay, so it is currently the next day, and I disassembled this all. I believe I showed you that last night. And what I did is, since the actual main area where the mouth moves is all dry rotting, I have cut a piece of the bad latex out where I think that the mouth would actually move, like the point of pivoting. As before, it got really, it was really cracking and stuff, and it was just really hard to move. And I did that to the bottom as well. Well, that already happened, but like I continued the cut. So now there's more mobility. The sides still feel okay, but there's still some cracking there. So what I'm going to do is the same method that I did the other one, the clown. I'm going to use mesh to reinforce it. But what I'm going to do this time, instead of large pieces like this, I'm going to cut into smaller strips. So hopefully that doesn't like kill the mobility. So instead of having it just across the whole face or whole mouth, just like one strip, 2, 3, and then maybe a fourth one, like smaller strips, and then coat it with the rubber cement and the paper towels. So hopefully that works. I'll let you know how we go. Alright, so it's now been a few hours since the last video. I have, I believe, fully completed all the spots that I want to fix up, and you could see here, he has all the blue paper towels on him. All the blue paper towels are on him now. And I also put a thin coat of liquid latex over all the front parts. That's why it's a little shiny. These back parts I just added some cement to. Not too worried about them. More worried about up here. And it seems like he's still able to move his mouth, so that's good. That was my biggest concern with doing this. He has a big overbite. So what I did do is I put like 2 pieces of the actual mesh on the top and on the bottom, and then I just coated like 2 layers of the rubber cement and paper towels. So he still has some mobility, which is good. So the next step is going to be painting the head, and these are the paints that I found. I got some tans and grays. I'm going to try and mix something up to get very close. Alright, so I just took the airbrush to it and I sprayed all the grays, or the tan. I just got to do the black now, you see it in there, and I'm going to touch up some spots. I'm probably going to do a little more detail to it just to make it look more realistic. But I got the color pretty close. Doesn't even show up on camera that bad, like you can't really tell where the lines are. But in person it's a little more obvious, but here it's really not, you can't really see where it changed. Alright, so the head is completely painted now. Looks pretty good. The black has been added, all the shadows have been added on the cheekbones and the jawline. It's all good. Pretty happy with it. So next we're going to move on to the hands. The one hand is a little dry rotted and we're going to see if we can patch that one up. So I patched up the hands the best I could. It's not perfect, but it's better than how it was. And I've started painting the hands. I had to mix up another color because the hands are somewhat different from the actual head. So it's a lighter tan color. So I already started, let's see, some wet paint right there. But I gotta paint all this blue and like where the rubber cement was. Then once that's done, I'll probably put some details with some black maybe in the shadows, like in the joints of the bones. But then this part will be done, and then the only thing I'll have to work on is the mouthpiece. And then he'll be all set to go, hopefully. Alright, so it has now been a couple of days, almost a week I think. The part has finally come for his mouth, and his mouth does work. Now, what happened with his mouth is, with these old Reaper of Souls, there's nothing to stabilize the head. So since this thing is dry rotting a little bit, it takes a little more effort, I believe, for the motor to actually like make the mouth move. The whole head would bounce up and down and not just his chin. So what I did is I put in a piece of metal and then put a piece of foam over it to slide on top to stabilize the head. Now this head is a lot more stabilized, and that's similar to how the YJ animatronics were in the later years. Like the thing that got me the idea was the tire swing zombie, because it's very similar. But his head works a lot better now, so, and he is all set up to go. So let's plug him in and see how he works. So he is sound activated, or try me, so I'm just gonna stomp on the floor. Hopefully he goes off.
May the demons of the underworld have mercy on your soul. Foolish mortal, behold your destiny, and despair. If you think the dead rest in peace, think again.
So as you can see, his mouth was moving pretty well. Now originally it wasn't, so I had to cut some slits like right here with an X-Acto knife on both sides, and that seemed to free it up a little bit. And then I just put a thin layer of latex to kind of seal it up, and then just put paint over it. So it looks like he's working pretty well. As you can see, his hand looks pretty good too. Hopefully he lasts. I'm not sure about the durability on these things. It's not like they are really out in the elements, but hopefully he will last some time. So that is basically him. He's all fixed up and ready to go. So there he is, the Reaper of Souls. That is about the end of this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Anything is greatly appreciated, and I will see you all in the next video.